Hello, my name is Dennis Franks. I'm the Executive Vice President of Market America, and I'm here with Jim Winkler, our Vice President of Sales. And we wanted to talk to you about your business and our unfranchised business, and specifically the themes that you can associate with our unfranchised business. You know, Jim, when we start talking about this, how do you see talking in themes? What are themes and what are some of the themes?
Well, themes are an important aspect. It's really comparing one thing to another thing or putting you in a position where you can talk to somebody without thinking, I have to do it like it's on a script or I have to memorize a certain way. A theme allows you to compare a couple things and it makes for easy conversational marketing.
You know, it's important to understand is that you don't have to be perfect and you don't have to hit every bullet point possible. You can always do follow-ups after you speak in a theme. In fact, it's an easy way to follow up by simply saying, hey, based on our conversation, I found some more information and I'm just going to forward it to you. Love to hear your opinion on it. So you can really start talking about that. But I think when we start talking about themes today, I'd like to start with something that's very simple. I'd like to talk about Market America and the theme of why and who they are and what they do.
Right. And you know, one of the things when we talk themes is with Market America, what are we? Well, we're an unfranchised business. And I think everybody has heard the term. So what's a theme we can use? Well, we can use franchise versus unfranchise. Why is that a good theme? It's a great theme because everybody knows what a franchise is. They go to franchises. They understand how a franchise works. So when you say we're like a franchise, but something that you can build from anywhere, you don't have a physical building that you own or a physical address you have to report to. You can build it from home or build it on vacation, but we have systems and tools like a franchise and a standardized way of doing things. It makes sense to people. Would you agree with that, Dennis?
Totally, because there's a great deal of confidence in people who are entrepreneurial or are looking to have their own business to spend the money on a franchise, the proven systems. And the proven systems is a big part of our unfranchised program. So when we start talking about franchise versus unfranchise, unlike a franchise, you don't have the high costs of entry. You don't have the leases that go with the brick and mortar. You don't have the responsibilities that cost money. Here in an unfranchised, we'll give you the same proven systems, but as Jim said, you can take it anywhere. I love it because it has the step-by-step process in which you can build your business to whatever level of success you want.
Yeah, you know, that's a theme. I've done that with people a number of times, and sometimes they'll say they own a business or they know a friend who owns a franchise. And what I love talking about is there's no payroll in our business. Yeah. There's very little inventory. There's no overhead because we're working from wherever we're at. And when you start to explain that, you see the light bulbs go off because they're thinking franchise, but they're thinking none of the negatives, which you were just talking about, that can go with a franchise.
Absolutely. And you start thinking about what my unfranchise is, and you have to be prepared for this, because if you say, let's think about franchise versus unfranchise, well, tell me what your unfranchise actually presents, or what is the business. And we are a distribution company, and we're a product broker and internet marketing company, and we serve people with products and services that they're looking for. So you have to be comfortable in saying, what type of unfranchised are you?
Right.
And this is an important part where I think some of you start talking about, I have an internet-based unfranchised business or franchise business, and be careful about that. And I want to bring this up. Franchise businesses are governed by specific regulatory laws, as is an unfranchised business. And you know, if you start representing yourself as a franchise, be careful, because you'll fall under the same scrutiny of a franchise.
That's a great point.
And we're truly an unfranchised business.
Right. You know, one of the things, Dennis, we talked about when you're talking about that theme, you might say, when they say, well, what is it? What is an unfranchised then? I know what a franchise is. You mentioned you may put it into a specific category. Maybe it's, in your case, a TLS unfranchise that you build, or it might be a health and wellness or an area you want to move into, a category with that again.
You know, that's a great point, Jim, because when people ask me, what do you do? I basically say I have a product broker and internet marketing company that specializes in weight management and staying young. And I always follow up because I want to leave that question. And it's important when you're talking in themes to have that volley when you're working with somebody. You probably know someone who wants to lose weight or stay young forever. And they always go like that.
Yeah, just like I, but you just made another great point that would be great for everyone to hear. I said TLS. That's a mistake, really, in saying it. Why? Because people we're talking to don't know what TLS is. You said weight management. So again, our verbiage is very important as we talk to people. We don't want to use terms that we're very comfortable with inside of Market America, but that the people we're talking to will have no idea what we're talking about. That will confuse them.
So again, from the theme of franchise versus unfranchised, we fall into what type of unfranchised business you have, which leads to even more opportunities to expand the conversation into a specific type of unfranchised business.
Into one of our universities.
Exactly.
Dennis, what would be another theme we could go to right now?
Well, if you're talking about an unfranchised business, then you should probably be able to talk to product brokering. How would you basically explain product brokering to an individual?
Well, again, as a product broker, we work with multiple companies, but we're not the manufacturer. We have the ability to bring those products to market, and we can get the best in each category because we don't have all our money tied up in the manufacturing. It allows us to move fast, keep with the times, stay with the trends, and enter into billion-dollar markets. And I try to describe it a lot like brokerages they know. An insurance broker, a mutual fund broker. We're a product broker, a variety of different companies we can work with. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, it's a big part of it. I think the biggest part was it gives us the flexibility of moving into the hot markets at the right time. But I love the diversification of brokering products. So I'm not limited to one specific type of product or service, but I have access to offer those types of information to the products that the client might have an interest in.
Yeah, and it also, one of the points you can make is if you're in a conversation, because remember, everything we're talking about is to lead to a conversation. And they start asking more about brokering. Well, one of the great things is we don't get affected by market swings one way or another, because we'll move into what is the next hot thing. We're not tied in. I've worked with manufacturers where all the money was in manufacturing. I've worked with companies with one product or one product line. And if that line goes down, you lose everything. In our business, we move to the next hot thing, we broker that product, and we bring it out to the consumers.
I think it's important what you brought up there because we spoke of a theme called an unfranchised business and defining it as a product broker. Now listen carefully. In my definition of what I said I was doing, I was in weight management and age management. However, the person I'm speaking to may not be interested in those categories. The product brokering process gives us the flexibility. If that person is into financial products, we have a direction. If they're into beauty, we have a direction. Right. And the pet care, we have a direction. And that's a powerful advantage you have when talking about your business. And it's almost like an unfranchised business, a question. Have you ever thought about owning your own business? You have. Great. What are the reasons that you either pursued it or backed away from it? And they'll tell you a lot about themselves. Most people say it was too expensive or too time consuming. And how would you respond to that?
In our business, you have the ability to take a look at something. Because again, we're always trying to get them to look at it as we get into these conversations. But have the ability to own a business without, again, I'm going to go right back to where I went before, without all those high overheads, without worrying about employees, without worrying about payroll, without worrying about all the things that usually are a negative to somebody owning a business that stop people from taking the risk of owning a business, the high startup costs we don't have in this business. I did want to add one more thing. And what you were saying, Dennis, really fits our business. It's situational. Yes. You may run into somebody, you may be sitting next to somebody on an airplane, you may run into them that is big time into cosmetics. They have a great look, it's what they love. Well, maybe you're into weight management and age management, but you do have that ability to lead right back into it. And you can say, I work with a team of people because we have a team. All of us have teams that focuses on beauty or beauty products or cosmetics, however you'd want to put it. And you can lead that situational to that person so you still have the ability to talk to them.
And once again, product brokering is just the right place to be. We're not dependent on any one product or service to drive this business, and that's something that you want to think about. I wanted to go to you to the next part of this, one-to-one marketing. What type of theme does that bring up?
Well, one-to-one marketing brings up the theme of, in today's day and age, we're so busy. We're hit with, whether it be social media, emails, all the different things going on, and everybody's in a hurry. Well, one-to-one marketing is sitting down and taking the time to spend time with somebody, to explain a product, to give them an overview of either what we do or about our product line. And it's really that face-to-face, although technology today allows you to do it computer to computer, face-to-face. You can do it through Skype and different things. But one-to-one marketing is taking the time to spend with that individual person that people just don't get anymore.
That's a great explanation. And to build upon that is that remember the logic. We always bring logic to what we talk about in our themes on franchise, product brokering, one-to-one marketing. So we're getting back in touch with the clients that we work with. Now, you certainly can use internet marketing and social media to be able to find those individuals to set the time up.
Right.
But what I love about our approach to one-to-one marketing is really the way that we use one-to-one marketing to discover new clients or customers and then work with the best customers, building that relationship and gaining information of what they actually want and need based on the benefits they're looking for. And then we simply match people to products, products to people because of the product brokerage environment that we have. So one-to-one marketing is pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, and it's a great theme because you can say to somebody, again, we're talking about all this so your conversations become easier as you're talking to potential prospects or potential new business owners. But one-to-one marketing, someone says, well, what do? You can say, I own a business that focuses in one-to-one marketing, which is spending time with people to explain exclusive or lines of products that they may never have heard of or can't buy anywhere but through our brokerage concept. Again, you can see how these interweave together as we talk about them.
So you think about one-to-one marketing in our exclusive products plus the affiliate stores in one cart and shop marketplace. It's just amazing the scope of which we offer. But one-to-one marketing is managing your best customers and building their share of what products they're buying from you. So it's not just selling them a vitamin, it's not just selling a lipstick, it's not just selling a skincare product, it's basically servicing their needs.
Right.
And we can travel, we can go into travel, we can go into clothing, we can go back into health or wellness. The directions are, limitless.
Building share a customer, right? I was just reading in the last couple days, the number one way you can grow a business is through share of customer, because they're more likely, if they buy one product from you, they are more likely to buy additional products. Then much easier than going out and getting a new customer, because you've already proven you have a quality product and you provide good service.
So there we talked about what is Market America, what do we do, what do we offer, our advantages. I'd like to think about these themes as not only great conversation, but great strategic advantages, because ultimately we're searching for people that are looking for a transition financially in their life, a plan B. And a plan B brings up a whole nother subject. And Jim, I'm going to throw this over to you first. Talk to me about plan Bs.
Well, when I talk to someone about a plan B, and again, let's go back to you're in a conversation with somebody and they're asking you questions, or you're asking, typically what we do is you ask them questions and then they'll ask you questions, by the way. That's a key to generating that conversation. But when they ask you, what do you do, or what have you got going on in your life? I'm really excited. I've started a business recently. money. It's really my plan B right now, which means that I'm doing it secondary to my main occupation. But my plan B is providing me hope for the future. It's providing me something that I think can turn into a plan A, and it's giving me security in case anything ever happens. And I just describe it as easily as when I started the business, I did it because even though I had a great paying job, I wanted to have something. If any job you have, you're still at the whim of what's going on with the company. With a plan, with my additional business, I had control. If something happened, I had the ability to have money still coming in to protect my family.
You know, that is a great response. And the one thing that I love what you said is basically sharing why you did the business, which really opens up for a question after you're done by simply saying, have you ever thought about having a plan B, a source in the event you were downsized from your job? I have met so many people so confident that I have a job. I've been there 10 years. Well, I can tell you, I know a lot of people there 20 years that have lost their jobs due to downsizing. So plan B is not a bad idea. And listen to what they have to say. And if they're slow on responding, you can also go to another type of question. Have you ever thought about having enough money to let you retire comfortably and do the things that you've always wanted to do, you know?
Or additional income coming in while you have your job. One of the things I love to say to people is, how would you like to have additional income without a second job? Because nobody wants a second job, but people want additional income.
You bring up a great point, because plan Bs usually are thought of as additional income streams because people say, would you like to diversify your income? Well, the bottom line here, when you think about this, it's not only diversifying your income, but you're also getting personal growth, you're getting a new social environment, and really it comes down to you're not only getting an opportunity to own your own business, but you're growing individually as a person. I always like to go back to this. What happens if there is an accident? You know, most Americans are one accident away from bankruptcy. How much cash do you have in reserve? Did you know you should have a minimum of 3 to 6 months in cash reserve in the event you had lost your income? That's about the amount of time they think about it's going to let you get started back up on your feet. A lot of big things that come up with a plan B.
Oh boy, and it's again, you might not throw all these out at once. It depends. Again, remember, everything is situational to how well you know the person as you're talking to them. But what Dennis just brought up is you're talking to people. This is real life that's happening all the time, and you're just basically, if you share some of the reasons you did it as well, like I did there, it opens up those questions back to you on whether, and you know, they may not even say it right then, but I'll guarantee you that people are thinking about it, because people are concerned about the future. They always are. They're worried about what's going to happen, and this gives you the ability to, again, generate the conversation, to generate the ability to maybe set an appointment at some point to talk to them.
I want to throw one more thing out based on the current economy here in the United States. And I know we're dealing with 10 different markets, but the bottom line is here in the United States, the unemployment rate is going down. More jobs are being offered, and more people will say more comfortably, I have a job, I have an income. And you have to be, again, pursuant or going after the fact is what happens if that job stops. You have to say, are you satisfied with the amount of dollars you have saved? You have to not be deterred because somebody said, well, I've got a good job.
Right.
Well, you have to go and dig a little deeper at that point.
Yeah, and a lot of times, again, you just bring that right back. I was the same way, but I was always scared of what happened if. And if you do that, you instead of throwing sometimes on them to make them feel that way, if you say this is how I felt, then you'll get them to come back with you. So these are great ways to just talk to people.
Right, and you know, we haven't even hit the children yet. I mean, a lot of parents will do the extra so that they can provide their children educations that they want for them, maybe starting life not being in debt. You know, so there's so many things that come with the plan B that you can bring up. So be comfortable and know that it's a concern for everyone. Even if the beginning conversation is that I'm all set, not worried about it, just start sharing your thoughts at that point. You know what's really funny is that people ask me about my business and I mention internet marketing. And a lot of people want to know, what does that mean? What does internet marketing mean? Do you want to take a shot at that?
Yeah, I'll take a shot at it. And again, so a lot of these themes fall together a little bit, because when I talk about internet marketing, I talk about the ability to provide people with anything they want. And so I'm taking a little bit of our internet marketing, I'm taking a little bit of our shopping annuity, I'm taking a little bit of our product brokerage, but I'll talk about, we have over 3,500 partner stores, we have exclusive products, and through internet marketing, which means the ability to reach people online through technology and provide these products through our shop.com site, they have the ability to we have the ability to build a business by doing that. I'm very careful though, and I think, Dennis, we're the same on this.
Yes.
I never want to make it sound like you build the business solely on the internet, only because that's not the truth of what we do. We use a combination of many different ways to build the business, and I don't want to mislead anyone or set them up for a surprise after they've started.
Right. You know, thinking about internet marketing, and this is where a lot of us go wrong. We really tout internet marketing as a technology company and so forth, but what are you really putting in the minds of the recruit or prospect that you're talking to? I hope it's not the fact that, yeah, you can sell our products on Amazon or eBay or auction sites. That's not allowed.
Yeah.
And you have to be very clear when you're talking about internet marketing, is that your franchise is provided with multiple e-commerce enabled websites to allow you to drive traffic to your website. And when I think about internet technology, I love the fact the way social media connects to my websites where I sell.
Right.
I love the fact that I can send out electronically, where back in the day, I used to mail out information, but now it's just a matter of sending a link back to my sites. So the internet marketing is really good. We offer a lot of training in internet marketing because some people are afraid of that. But we even have tools like Shopbox, where you can go and put products right on your social media that they can shop from.
Shop Buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, we can name tool after tool that the company's made available. I mean, you and I remember when we didn't have a website.
That's right.
And yet we were moving lots of products. So the technology has made it so much easier. So it's important to talk about that with our internet marketing, but bring in the other themes along with it so we stay solid on what we're talking about.
And I want to remind everyone that we have a lot of mobile technology. We have responsive websites, so they're going to work well on your mobile sites. And don't forget about our unfranchised apps. There's so many good tools that we have that really leverage internet technology. So internet marketing is a big part, but don't allow your prospect to just start thinking all over the place. Get them directed and showing the specific ways that we put you in the mix through internet marketing. So let's talk about the future. Let's talk about everything we've done over the last 26 years, where it's all heading. And that's to the shopping annuity. And I'm going to let you have the first crack of the theme, and then I'm going to pile on.
All right. Well, you know, when we talk shopping annuity, I think a lot of us talk about this now because it's something that's become part of our fabric. Shopping annuity is basically having the ability to take money we're already spending and turn that into our business, to put it into a business that will go forward to pay us. Now, when I talk shopping annuity, I talk about taking every dollar I'm spending and finding a way to get paid back with it. I also talk, though, and again, this is where we're always combining themes, about continuing to add distribution, because it's not just what I'm doing, it's about teaching other people how to do that as well. And that shopping annuity theme that we have as a company is so powerful right now, because people, and JR has said this forever, people don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. And we all buy and we all spend money. But again, I'm going to say with that shopping annuity theme, if we get into the business part of it, we still have to explain there's a business behind it. It's not just me doing it. I look for other people like Dennis who also want to convert that spending into earning and run a business.
So the shopping annuity, if you start talking about it as a theme, is how did it evolve?
Yeah.
And I think it all starts with technology, the internet, and online shopping, and the craziness that's now involved with online shopping and the growth that it's been experienced. Needless to say, and I don't think that people in the brick and mortar stores even knew this, once going on the internet, it just exposed so many avenues to buy the same products and then to track what people are buying. So one of the biggest things that we offer through our unfranchised business is our tracking system. And we're thrilled with the fact that it's exclusive to us.
Yeah.
And now, if you can imagine how we feed the shopping annuity, the conversation is pretty easy. Do you shop online?
I do.
Okay. Did you like to save money or earn money when you're shopping online?
I'm always looking to save money. If I could earn it, that'd be great.
Well, we found a way that you can save and earn money at the same time, plus earn additional money to create a residual income stream from other people buying online.
Wow.
Yeah. So now the theme is starting to evolve. Yeah. And what we're doing is we're uniting the consumers and letting them know that consumers drive the economy.
That's right.
Because our message, when you talk about shopping annuity and the future of your unfranchised business, no matter what your major might be, is that we're converting spending into earning.
Right.
And we will create the economy of the future by uniting consumers, which will create our own economy.
Yeah, and I love that you mentioned the tracking system, because the tracking system is what makes it all possible. And everything we've talked about puts that all together. And to me, the shopping annuity has been one of the easiest ways to attract people to learn more about the business. I also love the franchise versus unfranchised, because I think they mold together in this as we do it. So that's a tremendous theme, Dennis, for us to use.
And you brought up something very important. If you start the conversation with shopping annuity, let them know that before they can participate in a shopping annuity, they have to meet qualifications,
Yes.
whether or not they believe that they're spending X amount of dollars per year online. And those dollars could be purchased through shop.com. They have to be transferred in their thinking to our unfranchised business that puts them in a position to growing organizations of consumers. This is a maximum way to attack this business. No one else offers it. You can be excited, and it's a theme that you can build on forever and ever and ever, then show your shop location, and you're going to blow them away.
Yeah, and you can add to the story of JR and his vision 26 years ago of where we would be, and now just getting there and where we're going to go in the future with this. Then you start looking at all these different companies, and what you realize, we are just in the right place at the right time. We are at the point JR wanted us to be, but we're just 26 years old, and it's now time to take off and really go. And you got to have that confidence when you talk to people about where we're going, what we're doing, how we're going to do it, and why we're doing it.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, it took us 25 years to put the model in place so that it was fluid, that people could actually have an experience when they were part of the shopping annuity. So we're building our businesses through specific products and majors, we call them, which are billion-dollar markets.
Right.
And we're naturally extending it from any business. You're going to be a product of the product. We're now going to extend it into a shopping annuity. The blend is perfect, and it doubles up on the compensation.
Right.
Oh, I love that. All right. So who are we looking for? They call these people entrepreneurial.
They
Who
do.
are entrepreneurs? What's an entrepreneur?
I don't think some people know they're entrepreneurs or that they want to be. Again, when we're looking, and you said something earlier, you said qualifications. What are we looking for? We're looking for people who want more out of life. We're looking, and sometimes we're looking for customers who want better prices on what they're doing. But when we're looking to build and expand distribution, we're looking for those people who want to be entrepreneurs, people who want to be in control of what they can do, people who want to work the hours they want to work, not when they're told to work, people who aren't afraid to work hard and are willing to put time into it. So that entrepreneurial spirit is a great thing to look for. And when you talk in a theme, it's great to be able to say to somebody, we love to look for people who may have wanted to always own their own business, but were scared to do it, who may want to be an entrepreneur, but didn't know how, and we have the system and the way to teach them.
I love that. And you know what? I think about an entrepreneur as an individual who's willing to take a calculated risk to improve their financial position. A lot of times you'll look that up and say there's somebody who comes up with a new idea and they take it to fruition, but that's not necessarily correct because it's somebody who's taking control. anyone who can follow a proven business plan can succeed at an unfranchised business if they're coachable. And you brought up some really good qualifications, and I oftentimes ask people for their help and saying, I'm looking for a specific type of person. I'm looking for an individual that wants to create additional income, that's well connected, communication skills, and wants something, more income, and can afford to own their own business. And that normally stimulates, hey, that's something I've thought about. So entrepreneurs really can make a difference.
Oh, they make a huge difference. And it's a great theme. And again, it goes back and it mixes with everything we've been talking about. And I hope what Dennis and I are getting across to you is this is a conversation like we're having right now. And they can mix and match, and you don't have to memorize or do anything with it. What you have to do is just know, what is my theme? What's my main theme? And you might pick one of the ones we've talked about and say, that's the one I'm going to run with the most. That's great. But they may mix in the others while you do it.
So when we start thinking about everything that we talked about today, this is just the beginning of themes. We'll have many more to come to you, but I want to finish off with one more because it's such a concern across the globe, and that's wellness.
Yes.
Wellness is such a great theme, and so many people don't know where to go with this term wellness, and it's truly an evolution from health. Let me ask you, Jim, when you think of wellness, what comes to mind?
Well, when I'm talking to people, when I think of wellness, I think of health. I think of, people talk wealth, right, as money, but to me, wealth is also health. Because if you don't have health, it doesn't matter how much money you have. And when we talk wellness in this day and age, we're not talking sickness. When do we typically go to a doctor? We go to a doctor when we're sick, when we're in trouble. Wellness is taking care of it ahead of time, and we teach people how to take care of things ahead of time through wellness programs that we have and through products that we have.
That's really good, because the bullseye is wellness talks about individuals who are going to be proactive of their health. And that includes mental health. It includes lifestyle, community, personal growth. And I'll tell you what, you get that all with an unfranchised business.
You do.
You're joining a family. So when you start talking about wellness, if people are interested, ask them if they're truly into wellness. Are you being proactive about being well, being free from disease? It's more than that, okay? It is ongoing.
And what do you do to do that? What do you do as part of your wellness right now? Is it working out? Is it supplementation? And as they talk to you, it's going to lead. One of the things you'll learn is the more questions you ask, the easier it is to talk to people, because they will lead right into where we want them to with what we have with that brokerage concept and our wellness concept.
Yeah, so definitely remember that themes are stories, and stories sell. The better you tell the story, the easier it is to sell. So start working on your themes. Final points before we round this off today.
Boy, the final point, and I think you hit it well, Dennis, is this is a starting point. A theme is a starting point. From there, we'll build. You don't have to talk everything about the business in that initial conversation. This is the start. From there, you'll be able to book appointments, have more time to talk. You can add in, talk about what we're looking for, where we want to go with it. But we just want you to be able to feel comfortable getting in the conversation. Because if you get in the conversation, we have so much to offer as a company, as a business. And as Dennis said, there's a lot of intangibles that will come up over time. The personal growth, the family you meet, the people you get to be friends with. And those are important in today's society. So I would leave it with that.
Thanks, Jim. You said it all. Now it's your turn to go out and start talking in themes.